affected her, and she could not keep quiet. She had the Apollo. You saw this Apollo your eye, yeah? And they had to, as a family, they had to go and procure medication. And she spent 36,000 naira just to treat her eye, like to, you know what I mean? And the children as well. And she said, majority of you who had so much energy shouting, Emilokon, Emilokon. Some of you have now jackpot. I mean, few of you have managed to jackpot. Now you're outside Nigeria. You are now watching. It's none of your business anymore until the next time they put poster out. Okay. And she said, their mind will not rest wherever you find yourself, because a lot of you have now kept, I mean, you have now keeping quiet. She's very angry, and you know what I mean? Emilokon. Iyalokon. So thank you very much for coming through. Here is another one to see the reality on the street too. My brothers and sisters, anything where you see, make you shop. Things are so tough right now, Baba. Even if you say you won't kill yourself, that one too is expensive. Imagine you go to the market, you want to buy gari, and they say a cup of gari is now 1,000 naira. And you're like, what about pure water? What about this and all of that stuff, right? And then you realize that, okay, sorry, you go to the market. Let's start with it. You go to the market and you're like, you want to buy fish, and you see that it's so expensive you can't. And you feel like, okay, maybe I should just buy rice and make some concussion, jollof rice. Okay. And then you realize that you cannot afford that. And you ask them for gari. You say, you realize that you cannot afford gari. Now you are tired of everything. You are tired of everything. This country you are tired. I'm going to kill myself. I'm just going to actually kill myself and all of that stuff. And what will happen? Go buy rope. Now, where you go, say you won't buy rope to hang yourself. When they give you the price of rope, that's when you realize that sometimes it is cheaper to be alive than to die safe. Even in Nigeria right now, it is not cheap to die. If you buy poison, because if you go buy any cheaper poison, Baba, you are just drinking Lucozade inside Otapia Piao. If you have to buy original poison right now, when they give you the price safe, you will change your mind from suicide. If you want to buy original rope, if they give you the price today, you realize that it's even expensive to die. So in this situation in Nigeria, everybody don't enter them. I beg who understand this. When you see that, you see, sometimes they will tell you, or in fact, it's not even tell you. Most of the time, we always had this prayer back then when I was in Nigeria. I don't know if you still pray that way now, because the situation is different, okay? When I was in Nigeria, we used to pray, Heavenly Father, please come and bless us. Please come and provide for us. Please come and protect us. Heavenly Father, don't let us get to a situation whereby we would have to beg food from our enemies. Heavenly Father, please don't let me beg food from my enemy. Baba, if your enemy, you see, in situation in Nigeria right now, your friends are not cooking. Anywhere where you see food, chop am new. If now your enemy they cook, you would have to make friends with them. It is true. Because in some places, now from dream then they chop dinner. Say, brother, wait till you go chop for your own dream this evening. Say, well, I'm thinking of KFC, but I don't like their chicken. Their chicken is not done sometimes. So I'm thinking of why don't we just go and eat local? What about amala? I don't know. I don't know which amala joint I can go to in my dream. Because some people have developed technique that, you see, in your dream, you can eat for free. You don't have to pay. You can enter anywhere. You can even live a rich life in your dream. Sure, you get. You don't have to worry. You don't have to pay for anything. You can commit crime in your dream. You don't have to worry. Because the moment they want to catch you or arrest you, just wake up. That's it. And that's not a joke. I'm very serious that, people do have that conversation. Be very careful of what you eat in your dream. Oh. It's just that most cases you just realize that those who eat in their dreams, like those who take that serious, are those that have been, for health and safety, they are not allowed to sleep with pillows. Because most of the time when you are eating a big loaf of bread, is actually your pillow you are eating. In your dream, you are eating a loaf of bread. Eh? By the time you wake up, half of your pillow is gone. So for health and safety reason, people who eat in their dreams are not allowed to use their pillow. And that situation in Nigeria is psychological. You just program your mind. That's the level of coping mechanism of so many people adjusting to the hardship in their own way. Some of them are unbelievable. You'll be like, that's impossible. Well, privileged man, you have no idea your privilege, Abi. Child, continue to enjoy it, okay? If you meet the real people, if they tell you how they feel, believe them, oh, it doesn't mean that they won't do it again. Here.
Tinubu, onwe kita owutem as in afọ m ya ndị Hausa obi gbalie m ahụ ncha bụkwa mmadụ agụụ dị n'obodo a onwe nchi igosi gị just watch ya now Alpha Nauni Nakwana hey come bring that in. Negodu popo na acha. Bring that knife. Yeah. Popo na acha kafana ata. As in opo adiro. Popo we no ripe. Kafa jimwa na bewasia ya na azo. Kama fa yezu oshi. If for how you to see suffer. If you ever na ndị mmadụ na for the people na suffer no boda. Ona akọ ebe niile. No to Sunday tata bụ 5th 2024 February. Ona akafa nọ na atia anọkata abola akpụta. Onye apụtazi azu oshi ma ọbụbụla egbe asị na ọya na ihe mmadụ na-agabiga n'obodo a. Come, I go give you now 20,000. Me wanna take buy something. You hear me? I go give you 20,000. Onye nke a na-anụgodi ihe nna ekwu. Fa watali ihe nna ekwu. Where did they do POS? Outside. Okay, gị nwa katubolo guy. Kunu fu ebe Nigeria dobe mmadụ. Onye ya ngwa na mmenyefe ego fa watali ahụ. Maka onwenu be emelu fia. Ona ngwa fa na mmenyefe 20k. Fa watari ya fe believe ya.
I once told you here that of course, we talk about the poverty and the poor people and how they are suffering and all that. But a lot of us are not paying attention to the demography that is more affected by the poverty, increasing poverty, lack of opportunity, including education in Nigeria. The demography that is more affected are the young people. Nigeria has the largest number of young people in the world. 70% of Nigeria population is considered to be people of the age between 0 and 30. That's people under 30. They are the largest, 70% of Nigeria population. So when they tell you 145 million Nigerians are living in extreme poverty, go and take a look at that number. Young people. Those kids were seen by that guy, a Hausa or Northerner, I presume, and then they were eating unripe pawpaw early in the morning, possibly also waiting for anybody who might want to hire them for any menial job so that they could then possibly go and hit whatever that could buy them. So that guy saw them from far. Maybe he turned back, but I would pick on the message. You saw that picture? You saw their faces? They are the largest number of people affected by bad governance in Nigeria, failed government in Nigeria, and they are the keg of gunpowder. In fact, they are the gunpowder inside that famous keg that they said Nigeria is sitting on. Nigeria sitting on a keg of gunpowder. You see those children? They are everywhere. Yoruba land, Igbo land, Hausa land, Fulani land. They are everywhere. And they continue to grow due to the failure of these roads that continue to give themselves, claps. Because they can speak good grammar. Why they ferry your money, your commonwealth, off. They are the gunpowder inside that cake that Nigeria is sitting on. Or give it time. Just give it time.
Tinubu, they are doing a bad thing for us. God is not with this government.
Ebi ti pọ̀ jù nígbà tán láwa ló kàn à ń ra ráìsì 24,000 àló hàn ní ìsìn àwa ń ra àpò kan ní 68,000. Bọ́kọ̀yà wọn bá alábùjá ẹ máa wọ aṣọ òdì lọ́ba wọn ni o ìnira yìí pọ̀ jù o.
láti Monday ti Sunday ni mo fi ń ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ wọlé ìbéèrè 2,000 naira lọ́wọ́ mi inú ilé kiri kó jáde router wise mo rà ní 1,800 tẹ́lẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ tí mo máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí mo rà ní 3,200 naira sípàsípà ni màá fi rí tan 33 ẹ wá sọ fún mi 100 naira mélòó ni mo fẹ́ ṣàjọ lójúmọ́ kémi tó wá jẹun kí tó fáwọn ọmọ mi lóúnjẹ.
Kọ́ ṣàánú wa àwa single mother kọ́tẹ̀ ìwò tàwa single mother àwa tá a lọ́kọ tí ò sẹ́ni kankan tẹ́ gbà wá nìkan là ń gbọ́ bùkátà lórí ọmọ lọ sùn àmọ́ sanwó ilé àmọ́ sanwó ná tó fẹ́ pa wẹ́ẹ̀ni apatẹ́sọ̀ ti fẹ́ pọ̀ oníkálukú kà má ní ìjà rẹ̀ ni.
ká má ṣẹlẹ̀ yà lóko o ìrẹsì ò ṣe é jẹ ẹja kóté ò ṣe é ra ẹja pala kò sẹ́ni rà tẹ́lẹ̀ kò ṣe é rà rárá ṣètìgbọ́ 32,000 pàálí kan epo ò ṣe é ra gbogbo nǹkan ò ṣe é ra gbogbo ẹ̀wá di gbogbo kí ló dé àkọ́ má pa wọ́n náà gbogbo ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ lọ dìbò fún wọn kí ló dé. kábàá ṣíbàdà kí dọ́là wọlé kí gbogbo nǹkan wọlé kábàá ṣíbàdà káwọn kan sọ̀rọ̀ ká kó lójú ọ̀nà ká máa gbé láìsí wọlé ká máa lọ bó ṣe ń wa.
Tinubu, they are doing a bad thing.
Let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
People are going through it. And it is serious. And they haven't really been provoked enough to probably take it out. And that is why I demand, the man that has been in France for the past 2 weeks, why you are being kidnapped, killed, and then, starved, he returned back with the same people he went to France with. Nigeria government parked the Nigerian presidential jet in France, paying the parking fee like Bokwari was doing back then. They won't pay the French authority in Naira. They will either pay them in euro or dollars. And when they are talking about the pressure on your Naira, and you are looking for the culprits that they will never mention, okay? These are the guys. Those who went with Tinubu on their way to France, they had to form the guard of honor with a red carpet for Tinubu. Now they spent 2 weeks in France on the expense of Nigerians, those who are crying, "Ebi power." After 2 weeks of that enjoyment, he returned back to Nigeria last night. The same clowns, clowning. They were forming guard of honor. How could you form guard of honor for somebody you have been with for the past 2 weeks? Una just came back together. Then all of you will come down from the plane, and then you will line the right side, and then you can say, "Welcome, sir." But Werewike was there too. This was last night. You see, that they give red carpet to failure. And in the Agbadoma that will one day make a video that I'm going to use here, he's telling me, "It dey pain you, Mayegu." I know say it's paining you. That is why you are talking. And it go pain you for the next 8 years. Tinubu will be doing it. If you want to cry for it. Baba, Amy cry. Oh, sure. If no be say una they suffer for mental problem, you understand? It is pretty much like when we show to you your problem, the weapon fashioned against you, You turn around, create a different narrative, and begin to come after us. You call me names, you say a lot of things about me and all of that. I don't really care anyway, right? Then when the Shege start touching you and you begin to cry, and I started showing that, I say, I see people crying, this one don't they cry, this one don't they cry. Emake kunio. You begin to also like say, Mayegun, at least you should not be mocking people. It's not good to be mocking people. Thank God for your own life that at least you are in a place that can work. That people did not listen to you does not mean that you should not be mocking them that they are dying. You know how many people you put in problems? You now turn around, you want to gaslight us to pity you. Not to talk about what you are going through that way. Not kidding. 8 years. Let me just and Mayegun's diary political will keep record of it every day. To survive, at least I will achieve one thing. To survive when if you survive this, by the end of it, your own children, they will never want to make the same mistake you make. Honestly speaking. So Koluda now returned. Never visited the victims of terror attacks. In some places, they have done so well to make sure their media never reported the whole attacks. Kolu after the red carpet. They told him, Nigerian army in call. They don't do Photoshop of Tinubu inside as a pilot. Pilot Kolu. Nigeria to finish. This was him last. This was Nigerian army presenting a fake Photoshop picture of Tinubu as a pilot when they can easily dress him as a pilot, take him next to any aircraft and take his picture, a perfect one, but they have to impose him there. They have to Photoshop him there. But this guy, they use fake bishop. They use fake childhood picture, Donald Duke picture. They use him as Tinubu as a young boy. And they no remove him. They publish it and they presented it to everybody. Shame no they catch them, right? But them sort of triggering the death and assassination of Titilope Arotile, the young lady killed inside the naval base in Kaduna, and her death remained mystery. It's ridiculous, Abi. The same Nigerian army, Nigerian Air Force, they had to Photoshop the deranged, demented, sick, druggy Kolu. Oh, shame, May I show you an example of a shameless people from a shameless contraption.
I remember the prophecy of Prophet Nnamdi Kanu. It shall come to pass when Somalia disaster shall be seen as a paradise, compared to the calamity coming upon Nigeria. I bless Nigeria with all my
So call you the pilot, Nisha. I'll show you now. Here. Let's say call you a pilot. But I will call you now. Even come on, man. Nigeria, the giant of Africa. And you have rogues and despicable people, shameless miscreants in charge of power, and the entire country is on fire. The ladies who, I told you, women have started protesting in Kogi because of hardship. On your left are the women they have arrested in Mina, Suleja. They said these women organized the protest where people complained about hardship. They have arrested them and they said they are going to prosecute them. Protest is haram in Nigeria. Under Tinubu, it is a sin. So you know. So if you don't know what you are up against, I hope I have managed to help you enough to understand what you are dealing with. I'll do it again another time. However, I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea. Then I'll come back and take some calls. That will then be up to you. If you have been with me all evening, at least so far so good, like the broadcast, share it, pick up your phone if you really want to call in and contribute as well. Okay? I will be back. The answer to thank you so much, everyone. My line is now opened, and I have my first caller on the line. I hope I still have you there, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, I'm still here.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good day, Mayegu. Good evening.
Yes,
I'm calling from America.
Great,
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Long life and prosperity.
Amen.
The Lord will be with you. The Lord will continue to progress you. Say hi to the family.
I will. Thank you so
I've been listening to your program for a very long time, and this is my first time as a caller.
God bless you. That finally we are talking. Thank you so much, ma'am, for everything. Please.
You're welcome. Yeah, you say Nigerian, I don't know what we can do to that country because this is the way Nigeria have been. I left Nigeria in 2000. Wow. During the Obasanjo, I think the time he was about to be in office or whatever.
That's almost like 25, almost nearly 25 years ago.
Yes. And I don't see all these things that is happening in Nigeria. There is nothing that is new. My father was a politician before he died about 10 years ago. And all these things have been happening. Even when I was in Nigeria, I have police have kidnapped me. Wow. Soldier wanted to kidnap me along Adebayo Market in Bariga because I live in Bariga. And also, during the time before I came, there is this thing they do in Nigeria, like a vigilante, where when you go to work, you come back, and the whole street will be out, burning tire, and be watching over their street. So all these things are not new. So I always tell people, Nigeria, I don't think there's a remedy for Nigeria. I'm not really sure if there's a remedy because everything continues. I always joke with my husband. I said, the first day they burned me in that Nigeria, there was no light. And my husband would say, how do you know? I said, because when we start growing, there's no light. Except if you want to lie to ourselves. But for all these politicians, I don't know what we can do to them. Because these people, they have something different in mind than what we plan for Nigeria. Every blessed day, I'm not earning more than what I'm earning, but I have to send money to Nigeria to help people. It's not. I don't know. I don't know, because when they say Yoruba nation, I know Biafra are stronger than Yoruba nation. When they say Yoruba nation, I don't know who will be in that Yoruba nation. Is it not all these crazy people that we have? They are still the same thing that will be in Yoruba nation. So for praying, I don't know if God is tired of all this prayer.
You know one thing, ma'am, I can understand, your sort of concern based on experience so far. Because if we have our own independent Yoruba nation, for example, okay, all the criminals we know today, they will not automatically become, you can't say they are no longer Yorubas. They are still going to be Yorubas themselves. But one thing I want you to know is that everyone believing that if for example, the Yoruba region gets their own independence government, or even sovereign, autonomous region, kind of like autonomous region, right? I want you to believe that any action that will lead to that would have been actions that would have consumed majority of those you are seeing today. You will not see them again. Action, because if we sit down now and say, let me put it this way, man. Let's say the same people we are talking about today turn around tomorrow and they start talking about the breakup of Nigeria. That automatically gives the control over what will happen to them. Now I will be concerned. I will say, oh, all these years, now they have decided to come and do Yoruba nation so that they can control the Yoruba nation. Then I'll be concerned like you. But do you know why I'm not worried? Is that because they are part of the system that is going to go into extinct. You see, they are part of the system that will be destroyed for other new nations to emerge. So when those new nations are emerging, right? You see all these ones you see today, and every of their offsprings, they would have been consumed or neutralized. You will not see them in any new nations that will emerge from Nigeria. I can promise you that, man. So do not worry. Journey that will lead us to that, all of us will see it. And one by one, you will see to their destruction. We will see to their destruction. And they will never pose any threats. Yeah, they will never pose any threats to any autonomous region. So relax, man. They are digging their own graves too. Because you know something?
Yes, I know.
All the actions they are taking right now, they are leading people to a point where people probably never wanted to go. And if they lead them there, the turnaround and the consequences can best be imagined. It may be delayed, though, but it won't be denied, except they stop. The only thing that will reduce any revolution that is coming to Nigeria from it happening is if these guys can stop this madness, even if it's just for 1 year. Stop the stealing, stop all the impunity, stop all of this whole thing. Just for 1 year, focus on the country and give to the country. That's the only way the whole thing will not happen. No.
Yeah. Yes. So, but I'm not sure if these people are going to do that.
They won't. They will never do it. They are so comfortable in what they are doing.
Yes.
In fact, they are so convinced that Nigerians will only make noise. Nothing will happen. It's all noise.
Yes.
Then we'll wait and see, man.
Okay. Yeah, okay, Mayegun, thank you very much. It's nice talking to you.
It's a pleasure, man. You didn't give me your name. I would have loved that, but for me, for some
reason. My name is Fumi Morgan.
God bless
you. Check your stuff. You will see my name there.
I didn't want to say it out. You know, sometimes it could really.
Okay.
If you didn't say it, and I'm saying it, you'll be like, oh, that's me, like, you know. But thank you so much, ma'am. Now we have a Lady Morgan.
You're welcome.
On our list. It's a pleasure talking to you, man.
Yes.
You have a good one.
Nice talking to you too.
Thank you.
Enjoy your day.
And you
Thanks.
too. Yes, ma'am.
Bye.
So there we have our lady, Lady Morgan.
Nice talking to you.
I won't forget that. So next time I speak to her now, I'll be like, yeah, I remember you. I have another caller, by the way. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, Mayegun.
Oh, is that Charm?
It's Charm.
It is our lady. Lady Charm. Now it's going to be the ladies' night. I'm feeling it already, right? And
I don't think so.
how are you doing tonight?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm sure there'll be other men.
You don't understand the feeling. You know, you see it. Just relax, right? By the time you put them ratio to ratio, you probably will get ratio 2 to 1 in favor of
men to women.
ladies.
In favor of women. I've been trying to get a hold of you since
I saw that last night, but it was too late. You couldn't.
Oh no! Okay, yesterday, last night I was trying to get, I was trying to, get onto the show, but anyway, I felt like it was going to be kind of late, Anyway,
so please.
So sometimes when you ask us to call in, I just feel like we don't really have enough time to actually get into some details, right? Because a lot has been happening, and I've been trying to get a hold of you even since when Niger, Burkina Faso, and what's the other country?
When they pull out of ECOWAS. Have we not
when
spoken
they
since
pulled
then?
out of,
I think I've actually had a chat with you after that.
No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
Okay.
I've told you that your life has been on fire.
So it's been that long. That's like last week.
Yes, it's been a while. It's been quite a while, and I was going to say that, if it were me, right, ruling a country, I will not only pull out of ECOWAS, I'll pull out of African Union, every single organization you have in the world, African Union, United Nations, anyone that is, because none of them have served any kind of purpose or actually helped any African country to establish itself in any way, shape, or form. Africa has remained the same. The countries have remained the same, impoverished, subject to the so-called people that have the money and things like that. None of these organizations have helped in any African country actualizing itself, establishing itself as any kind of economic power. We're still poor when we join them, whilst we're in them, and even when we exit them. So I think it's brilliant that they actually left. But I would go a step further and actually exit from African Union, which doesn't help anybody, and the United Nations and any other world organization, because they're very useless to Africa as a whole. And let those countries then decide to do treaties and trade agreements and whatever one-to-one between them and different countries, because none of all these organizations is actually helping anybody. Now, today's broadcast, can you imagine? You elected a leader and you're looking for your opposition to tell you what to do. Are you okay? When you were getting into when you decided to run for president, you didn't think that you were going to come with your own economic plan or your own strategy for how to alleviate poverty or how to move the country from production, like Obi was saying, from consumption to production, to turn things around, to give. I mean, each state, each region actually has what can distinguish them and what can actually alleviate poverty, what can sustain them economically, right? Each region, if we decide to do it, right? The North, we don't really have to be reliant on or dependent on one sector, one geographical, one region, because we have, there's so much that we can do. We can think inside the box and outside of the box. People talk about medical tourism. Nigerians are one of the most brilliant people. I will say it anywhere. We're one of the most brilliant people, and people know it, right? So even like, I think countries like Malaysia and co that actually have like all these doctors that they train up, and then they put out there in other countries. So then the doctors are paying back into the government and things like that. I'm not sure if it's Malaysia, but
remittance.
But exactly, it's an investment, and things like that. So there's so much. So even if you say, okay, the country is landlocked, you don't have anybody, you have people, and there's no better investment than in people. Right. Now, you as a political party or as a president who aspired to be president, you didn't think about anything. You didn't have any strategy. You said, oh, you don't want to say your strategy because you're going to be the first person to talk, and other people.
I was actually going to put that up for you to, to further give credibility to your own position, but you've just mentioned it, Mr. Strategy. What happened to his strategy? Who stole it?
He had no strategy. You know, and people talk about, I've heard people talk about Tinubu like, oh, this is not the Tinubu of 10, 15 years ago. I said, this man has always been a criminal. I don't know what people are talking about. We know this man. He was a criminal. He destroyed Lagos. He never built anything.
He never built any Lagos, man. God bless you, Charm, right? Somebody who built Lagos that has no drinking water. Baba,
no drinking water.
No stable electricity. That has no functional rail system. There has no functional transportation system. Nothing is really there. People made those things for themselves.
You know, no public school. Mm-hmm. No public school that of renown that you say, okay, compete, you know, with any other top school or anything in that state. Nothing. You did nothing. You plundered the state. The structure you put in the state was to structure the state into your pocket and your family's pocket, because there's nothing else that you're doing. You did nothing for that state. And I don't.
People knew, Cham. People knew all of this.
People still know.
A lot of people into what we are now seeing. People knew Tifnumbu.
I don't know. I mean, I know, like the previous caller called. You know, we've talked extensively about how things are going to happen and how, you know, the dam is about to break. Things are going to happen, but sometimes I also look at Nigeria's capacity to absorb nonsense. Do you understand? It's like we have a high threshold for pain. Do you understand? So, you know, sometimes when I even see, you know, the things that are going on, I'm like, you know, scientifically, you think that, okay, it's about time that something happens. But Nigerians' capacity for endurance is, I've never seen it anywhere else. You know, by now, the streets should be burning. Don't you think so?
It's already starting, Charm. That's why APC is talking. They believe that it's the opposition that are encouraging people to eat the streets, not the hunger.
They are so stupid.
They are scared that it's going to spread. And I kind of feel like it's going to spread soon.
Well, let it spread. Even me, anybody that's watching football, let me just say, I'm praying that they will lose that match. Let them lose the match so that Nigerians can focus on the real problem, not football. Yes, that is what I want.
Thank you so much. You have a good one, okay? So I like it. Somebody has already come in to try and then break the circle, and that would be my own prince there from Canada, the African Wahala. The African Wahala.
Yes.
How are you doing, Baba?
Hello, my brother Mayigo. I'm doing very well.
Amazing. So you are somebody who will never sort of give me wrong info. You are one of the people I personally can take their word. So I'm going to ask you one thing. It is personal, okay? Now, we've had some little improvements on the equipment in the studio, and I've been asking people to tell me how they feel. I'm going to ask you, and you're going to tell me right here now, okay? So tell me, how is the sound since you noticed that change? Personally, would you say it has improved, is balanced, or no? The African Wahala.
So do you mean the sound to the phone conversations or the sound to the presentation?
About the general output there while you are watching the program. How was the sound?
The sound was very good. If I'm honest, I didn't notice any change. Okay. It has always been good, and it still sounds good today after the equipment.
Well, brilliant. Thank you so much for that, okay? And a lot of people have said similar.
Yes, sir.
So I will take your word for it, and hopefully we'll keep improving on that. So the African Wahala is in a chat tonight, and the headline is that all of us who have ideas should give them to Tinubu to fix Nigeria economy, security, and every other problems, rather than just criticizing him. I bet you have something to add.
Yes, I mean, I definitely have something to add. It's not even about Tinubu or his supporters, because I've realized that as far as human beings are living together in a cluster, there are always going to be mad people that will choose death and darkness over life. So no matter how much, and this doesn't mean we should stop encouraging people to make the right decisions, but no matter how educated the people are to make the right decisions, they are still going to choose killers that will destroy their lives. It's just human psychology. When human beings are living together in a cluster, in a huge group, they often love being controlled. It's just human psychology, my brother.
Herd mentality.
Yes. And that's why we find professors, people that are so-called educated, they are running after these bunch of rogues that they all know that these people are rogues, but they still choose to follow these people. I mean, you might be baffled when you see certain people that you respect making certain decisions, but I also want you to understand that it's human psychology. I'm not a psychologist, but I know I know someone that has a PhD in psychology, and when we rub minds, he shows me certain traits and characteristics of human beings individually and in groups. But sorry that I digressed. All of that said, 2 points that I wanted to talk about. The first point, thank you so much for this great platform. You're giving me the opportunity to send my message to a demographic. I'm talking about the old people that are retired. Salutes to the good old people. But the same old people, I'm talking about those baby boomers that were given birth to prior to 1960 and earlier. We have them in our families. We have parents. Some of us still have parents. Some have uncles and aunties. During the time of the elections, I clashed with my uncles. I clashed with my aunties. They told me that you guys ran away abroad and you are the problem of this country because you're calling Tinubu a thief.
Hmm.
Now, in the presentation today, that director, he showed us a director,
Yes.
that man with missing front teeth that was talking about, I retired as a director. They pay me 70,000 naira as my pension. This is not what we bargained for. I am a Yoruba and I voted for Tinubu, but this is not what I bargained for. Listen, older people, respect to you guys, the good ones. We love you. Salute to you. But I hope this is another evidence that you are not always right. The arrogance that some of you have when you're unable to listen to other people just because they are younger than you, and you feel like culturally they should be subservient. For that reason, you can never listen to their opinion. I hope now a lot of you are seeing the results of your choices. Because that old man, that retiree, a director, is maybe 65 years old. He gets paid 70,000 naira per month. 70,000 naira these days can't do nothing, unfortunately. But he has to deal with the consequences. And we have many of them in our families. I'm not going to mention names. Obviously, I have them in my family. I clashed with them. And maybe some of them might have come across my Egun's Diary Political because I send them clips from time to time. Maybe they are listening and they know my voice. So they know who exactly is talking, the African Wahala. Please, your choices will continue to destroy not only your lives, but your future generations to come.
Including those.
Secondly, Cham said, yes. I'm so sorry I'm taking time. I'm going to spend one more minute.
Very brilliant sort of a point here. And I bet you a lot of them hearing you are listening attentively. Please go on. Please go on.
Thank you. Even the younger lady, that young bossy lady that was talking about, the Yoruba lady that was saying stuff about, oh, we voted for Tinubu. Next thing we went to the market. They are chasing me in the market, telling me that, oh, why did you encourage us to vote for APC? Now APC has killed us. It's another evidence that you guys are not always right. You might think you're always right, but sometimes listen to other people. Even we that have this radical mindsets that are extremely angry, we might not be right all the time, but the least that we can do is sit down and have a conversation. But if you're trying to use religion, not even religion, if you're trying to use traditional cultural values to tell me that you're a boy, you people don't know anything. In 1955, the Igbos were killing us. You don't know? Then you're like a crackhead to me. I have no respect for you. People like me, we just look at you like a nuisance. We've lost respect for you, point blank and period. Now, Lady Cham said something that really, really got me happy. She said, if you are still supporting the Super Eagles against Bafana, my friend, you still didn't learn work. Me, people like me, right? I'm actively campaigning against Super Eagles, not because I hate those players. All the Nigerian Super Eagle players, salutes to them. They are my young brothers. but I can't support what you're representing. And what you're representing is creating an illusion of victory for the poor Nigeria.
Illusion of one country.
I'm telling you the truth.
And that.
Thank you very much.
Shouldn't continue.
It shouldn't. I love the young brothers that are playing for the Super Eagles individually. Some of them might be bad people. I don't know. But what they represent, I'm never going to represent that. So I will root for Congo. I will root for Ivory Coast. Whoever wins that match to beat Super Eagles. And if Super Eagles wins, whatever, it doesn't mean that your hunger is not going to stop. You're only going to enjoy some happiness for like 2 days.
Few hours.
You're only going to be deluded.
Few hours. The whole hysteria is just a few
You're just going to be deluded.
By the time everybody relax, the whole crowd disperse. You are on your own now. Then you can now face your reality from that moment.
Yes, back to the hunger, back to the ebbing power. And finally, from Lady